Howdy everybody, Saiyan SC here, bringing you yet another week of the KCM. Got a great lineup here once again. I mean, when do we not have a great lineup? Maybe the first week of this season of KCM was questionable. But in general, man, we just have sick lineups every single week. Here is your player list. Royal, Light, Mong, best mini snow Soma hero action. Should be a heck of a lot of fun. Thank you for joining me today, guys, and thank you to the Patreon supporters and everyone that's hit your subscriber button. Really appreciate it, guys. If you could, if you're willing, want to try and help me out, definitely hit that subscribe button. We've got more than 900 views on our last video in just the first day, and only 600 subscribers. So come on, guys. Hit that subscribe button, the notification bell as well. I'm releasing a video every single week. Sticking it with KCM. This guy is a beast. Just does not stop. The moment one season's over, the next one begins. Really fills in the time between these ASL seasons. I know you guys are waiting for that big tournament, but there's plenty of other things to watch, man. Plenty of other great tournaments out there, even ones that I'm not allowed to cast, but luckily we have permission for this one. We can get some English content going, and fingers crossed for the future, man. Hopefully one day Africa TV will loosen up a bit, give us permission to do Ultimate Battle and others. Looks like Nexus first here for Snow. He's spawning down in the bottom left on Revolver, and Mong in the top left. We've seen Mong a little bit more recently. It was in last week of KCM. Got eliminated immediately. I don't remember by who, but we'll see how he does against Snow here. Snow just so well known as a Terran killer. Amazing Reaver user. Just overall fantastic Protoss player. It's like he's not going to find his opponent for quite a while here. Opting to scout out the middle first and then head down to the bottom right. I guess he's got a plan here, making sure that Mong is not doing any sort of forward barracks, 8 racks or anything like that. Making sure that he's relatively safe here in the early game, and he will be. Mong is getting an early expansion as well. Got that expo down before gas, not command center first, but still a very fast command center. I'll go ahead and grab his gas now, and this should be a pretty even game. In terms of economics, I think there's a slight lead to Snow, but this is pretty typical in the current meta. Nexus first is just so popular right now. Double gateway after Nexus. That's interesting. I guess since he didn't scout his opponent, he has to account for the possibility of a rush coming here of a SCV pull. Need to get some extra units out. Couple of Zealots, couple of Dragoons to hold that off. Just can't get that done with a single gateway, so throws down the second gateway. Probably would have liked to get the earlier Robo instead if he had known, but that's the scouting pattern for you. Snow was following a certain path. It turned out to be the least efficient scouting path imaginable, but I guess he got to see what he needed to see in terms of the center of the map and the closest by ground position, and he's going to be fine here. Just throw down his robotics facility after helping out a couple of units. He's already got that scout off. He knows he's not going to be in trouble at all. And Mong just going to sit here behind his bunker. Ooh, another Nexus. Okay. Third Nexus right away here for Snow. Means he's not going to be putting on a ton of aggression. He may even just go for a defensive Reaver or some observers, since he has double gateway. Get out a couple of observers, grab a whole ton of Dragoons, and just keep this third base safe. Make sure that Mong can't get in with a drop or any sort of vulture run by here in the early game. And there may, in fact, be a drop coming. Mong, after the double factory, grabs his starport. Do we have an armory in the top left-hand corner? Not yet, so this must be for a drop. I'm going to try and put some pressure on, try to kill some probes here. Yeah, there's the observatory. I don't see the robotic support bay yet, so great scout here by Mong. Getting in, seeing this third base is very important. Gives him a lot of information here as to the plan, what Snow is focusing on, what he's trying to do here in this game. Ooh, wait a second. The spinning cybernetics core. We may be having a carrier game here, guys. Actually, I'm almost 100% certain that a carrier game is coming here. 2 factory, tank, and a bunch of Marines pushing out now. And that's actually not that many Marines. Clear that he wasn't continuously producing Marines during this time, so he's coming across the map. A pretty paltry force here. I don't think this can do much against a player who's been pumping off of 2 gateways, or 2 gateways plus an additional third for quite a while. He's going to try and run by here. Zealot on the ramp, going to prevent that. Dragoon as well, just behind this, to make sure that those vultures cannot slip by. A little pylon out here in the middle. I'm not sure what that pylon's there for, but he's gonna jump forward and kills off 2 vultures right away. Great play by Snow, picking off those vultures immediately. Those vultures were meant for this dropship, which is now coming across the map. Dropship coming in towards the natural. Snow is moving out on the map with his Dragoons. This could be a big problem. Oh, tank gets turned around for a second. He will end up losing that. But back at home, how much damage is going to come down here? A bunch of mines laid on the top of the ramp, right in front of the gateways. Anything that pops out here is going to be in trouble. There is a Reaver out. It doesn't have any Scarabs yet, though. Would be very helpful to have that Reaver to defend this mineral line here, but he's just doesn't have it yet. There we go, gets a Scarab off, and he blocks these vultures from getting too much more damage. I think that they can sneak around here, maybe get 1 or 2 more kills. He throws down a pylon, not able to block. There's the Reaver shot, and he finishes that off. Pretty decent hold there from Snow, but I think he lost maybe around 10 probes, which when all is said and done, puts Mong in a pretty decent position. I know he did lose a tank, maybe even 2. We didn't really see what happened in the middle of the map. He's snagging a base in the upper right. Interesting. Mong feeling the pressure to go ahead and wing it here, throwing a base in the upper right. It's kind of a move that can get you a lot of value, but it's generally reserved for when you are really, really far behind in a game. Oh, no. Okay. Wow. That was extremely lucky there. Snow just managing to defend against those 2 mines as they popped up. Ooh, some more damage going to come down here. Snow's lost a lot of probes already. Any additional kills is going to really, really hurt him. He is losing a few more probes here. Going back to mining a little bit earlier than maybe he should have. Lose another probe, and the third base is looking sparse right now. These Dragoons looking for a third base. They're not going to find it. Mong has that third in the upper right-hand corner. He's going to go for another drop here. And as I was saying, that third, it's more of a desperation play usually that forces the Terran to go into a base like that. Just so dangerous. If you end up getting scouted there, you can lose the command center, you can lose all the SCVs that have been generated at that location, and really throw you off. Just think about how painful it is as a Terran player if you lose your third base as it floats out to your third. If you lose that command center, it is incredibly painful. It slows you down by so much. The same can be said for this base in the upper right. If it gets scouted and picked off, that's 400 minerals that is just gone. Plus all of the minerals spent into building the SCVs up in that location. Anyway, it's not good, but Mong, so far he's getting away with it. Snow is not searching the upper right here. He's got units in almost every location. I see something heading around the right-hand side now. Thinking about maybe going up to the top right. At least, if you think about it, at least Snow is taking a lot of bases of his own. He's already gone up to 5 base. His 5th base just now going down in that bottom right-hand corner. So, although he doesn't know about this 3rd, and he may be confused about his position here, may not understand his position exactly, because of the lack of information about that 3rd being down. He's still going to be okay economically here with 5 bases. Can definitely fight against a 3-base Terran. Like a few more vultures. Gonna get over here behind the mineral lines and stop these probes from mining. Super annoying here for Snow. Is gonna lose even more probes. Really unfortunate. Will get his army back down into that corner and stop the harassment here finally. But this game, Mong has done a great job showcasing his skill with the dropship, with the vultures, to just continuously harass and annoy the Protoss player. Ooh, the dropship was in range there for a second. Could have gotten a couple of volleys on that, but Snow misses the dropship. The army escapes. Mong will continue to throw that drop around the map, putting more pressure on this Protoss opponent, this Protoss behemoth that is Snow. Coming forward now. No, ready to pick up. Oh, but he takes 2 hits on the Reaver. Uncharacteristic mistake there from Snow, who generally is so incredibly good at keeping his Reavers alive in these situations. Come on. Doesn't pick up there and ends up losing his Reaver and almost losing the second one there. Really painful stuff. Now Mong going to be able to secure his 4th base easily. And he has a bunch of production in the upper right now, man. He's got a whole bunch of shit up there. I don't know what he's building. Maybe he's starting to build factories as well. I don't really know, but no, it's just a couple of tanks and some supply depots, some turrets. That place is secured. That means Mong on 4 bases. He can last here through this game for a very long time on 4 base. He should be 100% fine. And where are those carriers that we were talking about earlier? We saw the upgrades coming, but it feels like the carriers have just evaporated. Where did they go? Was he just getting that for show? Maybe he was trying to trick his opponent? He wanted Mong to scan and think that he was going carriers, but he actually wasn't? I have no idea. But he was definitely getting an upgrade at the Cybernetics core, and you don't really see that happen unless the opponent, or unless the Protoss player is going for carriers. So this is a pretty weird game so far out of Snow. He's secured the entire bottom side of the map. He's trying to snag more bases. He's actually really gatewayed up down at the bottom right. The gateway explosion is real. He's got a ton of production now in different locations on the map. This mine actually is going to hit. Ooh. Does still block out the vultures from this location. Eventually they will break through though, unless the zealots actually finish them off first. Nice. Mong denied from getting up into that bottom right main. And Snow keeping quite a bit of map control here. It's not going to last though. Mong is getting very high in supply. 160 supply is kind of what you want when it's time to move out here as the Terran player. But I think that he'll wait even longer. Since he's already got 4 bases, he doesn't have to worry about getting a push going just yet. He can kind of hang back and wait until he's got 200 and eventually go out on the map and take this big fight. Snow really doesn't have anything to help him defeat this massive tank vulture army. Like, what is he gonna do against this? He's got some storms, looks like. Ooh, the storms are really good. And the mines are all on these tanks. Wait a second. Holy crap, that was so efficient for Snow here. That was crazy efficiency, blowing up an insane number of tanks. I thought he was going to get completely wiped by Mong's siege up there, but the storms plus the mines, that's why you never push over your own mines as a Terran player. You have to clear those out first. Takes a lot of time, but killing your mines with your own vultures is really critical. Looks like Snow's finally realized the base up here in the top right and is going to try to get up in here and deal with this expansion here by the Terran player. Mong, of course, doesn't want that to happen. He's sending a bunch of tanks to this location. He's cleaning up these Dragoons. There's quite a few on high ground already. There are still 2. Oh, good job. Storm on the tanks, though. Picks off both of those. And these 2 sacrificial science vessels, not sure what they're doing on top of this army, but flying in and sacrificing their lives for the good of the cause, I guess. I'm gonna get up here and finish off this army. Of course, he is losing a lot of SCVs, really paying for not eventually resupplying in that area, just not sending the units that are necessary to hold this location up here. Instead, just leaving 2 or 3 tanks. That's not going to cut it. So he loses quite a bit of his SCVs, and he's been knocked back down pretty far in his supply as well. Now he's got quite a few tanks up here. I'd like to see him move towards the ramp, though. Set up those tanks in a location that's a little easier to defend. Dragoons running up that ramp would be completely massacred by this number of tanks on high ground. However, he's spreading out his tanks now, getting another base here in the top area of the map. Ooh, good D-matrix there. Really good D-matrix. Buying a lot of time here for this tank to get its damage done. Another couple of storms going to go off. Great storm there again. Cleaning out these tanks. Mong has to move his army, man. He's got army all over the place, but he's just not moving it right now. He's sending some up to the upper right. He's abandoning this base. He's trying to get some damage done on the other side of the map. But Snow is just masterfully pulling this Terran player apart on all these different bases. He's going to try and get up here as well. Ooh, eats a big mine there. Will be able to mount this high ground, but can he push against all the turrets, mines, and tanks that are up here? I don't think so. Pretty good drops on these tanks, and a great couple of storms killing the entire mineral line there for Mong, just ripping it apart. Looks like we've got a drop of quality, guys, here. I'm gonna fix this and we'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Sometimes the quality on the Africa TV video drops. We just have to reset it, get it back to where it's supposed to be. 1080p. There's that storm once again in high def. Even better than it was before. Looks like a big surround with mines here. Not getting a lot of good connections. I think that the tanks on high ground should be able to clear this small Dragoon army up. Or either that or this group of tanks will be able to do it. Yeah, running forward through that little bridge is absolutely suicidal. What is going on with the army movement of Snow there? Whoa. That was messy. Basically, everything just got annihilated there in an instant. Snow tried to, I don't know, right-click out of that location. All the all the Dragoons walked in weird directions and ended up getting massacred. And still no higher tank here for Snow. This is shocking to me. Why is he not going into Arbiter? Why has he neglected Carrier throughout this game? He's just pumping enormous amounts of Gateway units, Gateway men all the way, trying to break through with Storms and Zealots, Shuttles and Dragoons. That's all he's going for. And now Mong has the setup, man. He's got a wall of mines, tanks, and turrets. That's all you really need here. He doesn't even necessarily have to make science vessels here because he knows there's no recalls coming. He just set himself up. The burden is on the Protoss to get in here and do something about it. So Mong just sitting back, getting set up really nicely. And I don't think that Snow can get in here now. The upgrades have really kicked in. The army here is once again going to try to break through this upper right, but he's going to have to deal with this army first. Big storm on that ramp. My god, that was a lot of damage on these vultures, forcing them back over and over again. The Zealots have finally been cleared, though, and these mines getting thrown down in front of the Dragoons are going to mess up their AI so much. One or two more Zealots managed to rally forward and push this army back a bit, but Mong sends the majority of his tanks from the left side over here to the right, going to be able to hold off the remainder of this army. There's the science vessel finally replacing that those two that were lost earlier, that pair. And more tanks reinforce this position, getting it ready. Storm drop, storm drop, storm drop. Oh, that could have been a massive storm drop there. Looks like he's gonna look to another location. Maybe he can find another base for Storms. I see storms are going on right now. I think a lot of SCVs just got killed off screen in the top left, but our observer just missed it there, unfortunately. I don't know how many were killed, but there's definitely a huge storm drop there in the upper left. Now, I don't see any mines in this location. Looks like Mong's going to replace those. He's got quite a bit here at that upper right base. I guess you could call that the 1 o'clock base. But there may be other locations that are slightly under-defended. Perhaps on the left-hand side of the map. In fact, Snow is taking center left right now, so snagging a great majority of the bases on the map. He tries to bust up this ramp and just gets completely wrecked. I don't think focusing on this top right is going to get him anywhere. Look at how many tanks are over here. There's a ton on that high ground as well, but the natural and main base may be under-defended. I think he would be better served by looking towards other locations to take his fight. Now coming forward, dropping some Zealots on top. He's got the Storms as well. He's going for this upper left, or excuse me, the 1 o'clock base once again, but just no progress here. Mong with way too many tanks on the other side of that bridge. He will not be broken in that location. So Snow trying his best. He's dropped hugely in supply, though, down 155 to 180, down 194. Jesus, Mong barely lost anything during that fight, and that is the way it goes in the late game. Gateway man just does not hold up, and finally Snow is transitioning. He's switching it up here. He's going to be switching into carriers. Finally the carriers are going to come out. He's not mining gas efficiently at some of these bases, but as long as he fixes that relatively soon, he should have the gas in order to pump carriers 2 at a time, maybe even 3 at a time, and get that carrier number going, so eventually can take a good fight against Mong. He just needs to keep Mong back here for a little while. Unfortunately, though, Mong has already reached 200. He is monstrously big on the map right now. He's going to be able to push out here shortly, and he had better do it soon, because the carriers are going to start to increment out pretty quickly. If he just takes this base and sits on his haunches here for a little while, I think that Snow will have a good chance of making this transition work. But if he moves out right away and attacks right away, I don't think Snow has any chance of holding that army off, and he's going to not have the carrier number to take a fight once Mong has pushed him back across the map. So this is a do or die situation here for Snow. He's got to buy time here. He's got to keep Mong on his side of the map for a little bit longer. He's killing his own zealots just to make some space for supply of carriers. He scans. Oh, Mong just scanned the bottom right. He saw the carriers, man. He knows this is it. He's gonna unsiege everything and just go. You can tell Mong knows carriers are coming. He sends out EMPs on these Templar and actually manages to prevent 1 or 2 storms from going down. He is going to get stormed, however, as he pushes forward. He's coming down a very awkward ramp here with his army. I don't know why he chose this ramp to push down, but he does make it work. He is going to get over here and potentially stop this base. Oh, big storms! He's not paying attention. Mong losing a lot of tanks there. He needs to unsiege everything and go, man. What is he doing? First carrier is out already. Tanks on this left hand side. Gonna be able to kill this Nexus very quickly and deny this base over here. Still, Snow has 5,000 minerals in the bank. That is a lot of money. Ooh, does save the base on the left-hand side. Snow going to continue to mine from that location. 4 Stargates are pumping away here. The carrier number will be exploding very shortly. Mong is shoving across the map. He's already built quite a few Goliaths to fight here. Still a bit of a ground army from Snow to push through, and High Templar are already out dealing that damage, so it'll be hard to micro against that with these the Goliaths that are out right now. Carriers need to come forward very soon. Here's a Reaver getting its last few shots off. Does die there before it can defend this space in the center left. It looks like eventually Mong is going to push through there and deal that damage. The more tanks getting set up in this location. Kind of sacrificial, though, because Zealots are going to dive right on top of those. Tanks without any support get massacred by just pure Zealot. Even just Zealot Dragoon. Gonna smash through these tanks and keep that base alive. Mong does need to start to change over, though. Get rid of some of these vultures and actually produce more Goliaths. Nice storm in the middle there. Here's the first 3 carriers getting out, but they have no interceptors. Where are all the interceptors? He has, what? No upgrades on these carriers either, I don't think. Oh, he's actually got +2. +2 is done for the carriers, so pretty decent upgrades on these carriers then. The army is pushing down for Mong. Gonna clear out the bottom right here. The 5 o'clock base has been crushed. Snow is waiting a little bit longer for his carrier number to increase here to get those interceptors out. He's gonna pick off that science vessel. Very nice kill for him. He can start to focus down tanks here. His zealots should be able to come out, increment out, and clear the rest of the army if he just picks off some of these tanks. The Goliaths really don't stand much of a chance against Zealot Dragoon. Zealots are really good against this. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Snow, what are you doing, man? Sends the carriers forward and loses one without even firing a shot there. What the heck was that? Snow just not on his A game today, I feel. This guy, I mean, he usually crushes Terran so hard, but he's struggling incredibly hard against Mong here. Even more so against himself, I guess, just losing so much. To kind of mistaken play here. Now he's going to push back across the map. He's got a much higher supply. He's got the carriers out finally. Will he be able to bring this to a conclusion? Can he beat Mong? He has the army right now. He has the carriers. He's losing some of them, though. Even though he's got such an army underneath this, still ends up losing a couple of carriers. Now he can push across the map. He's refilling that ground army. He's still producing 4 carriers at a time, but his bank is just about gone. 500 minerals left here for Snow, whereas Mong has a ton of mineral income, a fresh base here. If this gets shut down, though, where can Mong actually mine? He's still mining, I guess, in the top right, but that's got to be mining out soon. He took that hidden base a long time ago, and this base is going to end up going down. There's nothing Mong can do about it. His army's been reduced so much, down to just 139. He's starting to rally forward. He's bringing up the tanks and Goliaths, but what does he have on this high ground to save his base in the top right? I think that Snow can break this. As long as he just focuses down the tanks in the top right, he should be able to get up here and end this base and potentially end this game. Mong still building up his army. He's defending this base at the 1 o'clock. That's one of the most healthy bases left on the map right here. So this will keep Mong in the game for a little bit, but he just got reduced just so much. He lost a ton of ground here to Snow. Snow is roaming the map with a huge army. He's getting his bases reestablished over here in the bottom right. And with this map control, Snow could potentially take more bases. He could potentially take the center right. As long as he mines 400 minerals, that's all he needs. Mong is trying, it looks like, to take the center left right now. He's lifted off his natural command center and sent it to the center left. Can he actually mine there? I doubt that Snow will allow that to happen. This carrier number is so scary. I believe we most likely have +3 attack on these carriers now. They are one of the highest DPS units in the game, killing these units so damn quickly. They are incredibly scary with that +3. Having 8 interceptors. Each upgrade gives you +8 damage. So with +3, it's just crazy how much they can actually do. Watch how quickly this command center ends up falling. It's just not even funny. Look at that. 3 seconds or less, the command center just dies. And having that focus onto your tanks and Goliaths, this is an incredibly scary army. 8 carriers is literally all you need. Going any higher than this is cutting into your ground army by a lot. So I doubt we'll see him add on up to 10 or 12 carriers. It's a bit of overkill. Instead, just going to have more and more Templar, Zealot, and Dragoon. He's coming forward, focusing down the tanks. Look at how fast they die. Oh my god, just deleting these tanks here. And there's nothing that Mong can really do. The storms on the Goliath, every single tank is now dead. He focuses down a single carrier while losing his entire army. GG. Mong taps out, and Snow is victorious. Wow, what a close game. Big clapper there from KCM. Well deserved. Snow takes that victory after committing to Gateway Man for a ridiculous amount of time. He finally switches things over, gets into carrier play, and takes the V. Quite the first game to start us off, guys. Let's go on into game number 2. All right, with that, Mong is eliminated and Action takes the stage. Got Snow spawning in the top left, Action in the top right. Are we on Polypoid? No. What are these eggs? Okay, I think this is Allegro, actually. Anyway, another Polypoid ripoff. I'm just kidding, of course. We definitely could use more Polypoid ripoffs. If I'm being honest, that is a fantastic map. More great maps like this in the the map pool just extends the life of the game, man. Makes more people want to show up and play on ladder. The more people that are playing on ladder, the more interest there is in the game overall, I feel. That's why map makers play such a critical role in the life of StarCraft. Man, I mean, imagine if we just had Blizzard maps to play on, guys. If we had Blizzard maps to play on, that's all we had for StarCraft. Like, this game would have died 20 years ago. It's not even a question. Have you played some of those maps? They are ridiculously bad. It's like Snow trying to fake out potentially a cannon rush here. Excuse me. But there is a gateway over in his natural, so he's definitely not doing that. Just trying to maybe force action to pull a couple of extra drones or something. He's chasing down this drone now, trying to get a moving shot going, maybe pick this drone off. And he might actually end up getting it if he's really, really careful and consistent with tracking this down. He might be able to get it. No, he abandons the chase. Gonna send the Zealot in with the probe. Get that combo going. 2 hits from a Zealot, 2 hits from a probe. Killing a Ling or a drone, so gonna send those in together. Gotta deal what damage he can do. Like some Zerglings are about to pop out, so he should be able to hold on against this. Ooh, nice drill there, but Snow equally nice pulling away from his Zealot and probe. Ooh, finally does get caught. Looking for some damage, but just not going to find it at all. Good play by Action to keep his stuff safe here. Oh, pulling the probe through. That was ridiculous. Keeps it alive for another couple of seconds. Finally, Action does track that down, and this Zealot will be killed. That's a lot of Lings, man. Snow getting the lowdown here on what Action's doing. Got to realize now that is a ton of Lings to produce here in this early game, and he just needs to back up, hang out in his natural, and hopefully deal with these Lings here without letting them into the main. Should be good if he does pull that off. Another Zealot should be popping out here shortly. 2 are already in the wall. Action's spreading out everywhere, but he doesn't realize that Snow is not interested in trying to walk a Zealot in. He just wants to stay safe here. Even gets his cybernetics core before cannon. Where's the cannon, man? There we go. Okay. No, not gonna get the cannon. Looked like he was about to try. About to throw it down. What are these probes doing? Okay. Pulling 2 probes off. Not sure what that was all about, but he finally builds a cannon. Hydra's Den is finished for Action, and he's going to go for a bust here. Snow, very little on the map aside from this probe. We'll see if he can get in and find out that this bust is coming here. Just heading over towards the 3rd base is a great plan. He can take a look at the number of drones in that location, and he should be able to figure out what's going on here. He will make it into the 3rd base. Action, not going to allow him into the main, but this is probably all the information you need. 3 drones at the 3rd base is a dead giveaway here. 963 is a very popular build. It's well mapped out by both Zerg and Protoss. Looks like Snow going to respond by just sending the Zealots in. They're not going to be very useful once the Hydras come across the map and they have their speed and all that stuff. Oh god. Uh-oh. Has Snow not figured this out yet? Okay, he actually builds a 2nd cannon, but he needs more cannons. He needs more cannons right now. What is going on here? He didn't send in those Zealots and he sent them back home. He's not building more cannons. This could be death. Snow not reading this at all. Sees the 3 drones at the 3rd base and thinks nothing of it. Now he's adding on more cannons, but it's way too late. The Zealots are here to fight, but the second cannon just barely finishes up. Third cannon on the way. Will he be able to get this third cannon out? I doubt it. That is a lot of Hydras. Why doesn't he run forward and just focus that down? The Zealots are all behind the wall. They won't be able to get out here in time to stop him from killing the cannons. It's like Action more interested in just killing this wall in, though, which is actually gonna help Snow once that gateway is killed. Then he can run forward with the Zealots as the Hydras move in. Only 3 cannons. Does he cancel the 4th cannon? What is going on? Snow not having a 4th cannon. There's so many Hydras on the field, man. That seems incredibly dangerous. Just 3 cannons sitting here. But Action not diving forward. He decides there's maybe too many Zealots. Double Forge. Okay. Snow loses his upgrade, but he does get the double Forge down, so he will have upgrade Protoss on the way. No additional hatcheries just yet. Action looks like he's now going to start throwing down those hatches. He's droned back up, so he is in a position to take this into a late game. I am super shocked that he didn't try to just bust there. He kills off the buildings at the front. The Zealots didn't have speed. They were just chilling there behind the wall. He could have ran forward and killed off the 2 cannons, but he chose not to for some inexplicable reason. Now he's going to have to run on back home and defend against the Zealot attack. And they've got speed now. They don't have that +1, so Lings will actually be highly effective in slowing these down and defending the Hydras. Doesn't have any Lings left over, though, and he catches a Hydra as well. That's got a good win there for Snow, who's looking for more damage. Any damage that he can get to this Zerg player while he's powering up here on 3 base would be very helpful. Heading into the 3rd, there are more hatches going up to 6 hatch Hydra now. That's the Spire down as well, so can pop out some Scourge. Here in just a moment, defend his Overlords a little bit better. 4 Zealots making their way towards the natural. Looks like we've got a drop in the quality again. Just a second, guys. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Another drop in quality. It corrected itself after a few seconds, but that is what you get for streaming from Korea. Videos from a Korean server. Sometimes it is slow. And there's not really any way to download these either, unfortunately. They don't make it easy, boys. They do not make it easy at all to cast these games in English. We still try to do our best. There's the first Lurker egg popping out. There are some Lings mixed in here, and the Hydras are getting into a better position, but he needs reinforcement. These Zealots are getting on top of the Hydras now and finishing them off. Where are the additional Hydras coming forward? He needs a few more. Nice targeting on that one Zealot, and he makes a lot of Lurker eggs here, saving these Hydras' lives, making use of them, even though they're about to go down. They are going to be made into Lurkers and defend this 4th base. Action taking a very aggressive 4th base. 8 gate, 2 base. Everything is prepped here for Snow to take a big fight. He can start to switch into Dragoons now, get those observers out, and put the pressure on. He's going to go ahead and snag his own 3rd. But without any Dragoons, I wonder if he can hang on to that. If Action gets really aggressive here, he could end up breaking that 3rd, and that would just spell immediate doom for Snow. That's so many Zealots moving out, and with all these Lurkers in the army, there's no way that Snow can take a good fight here. Action just needs to find out about this 3rd, man. He's not actually scouted that yet, which is a big problem. He needs to know that that's there if he wants to deny it. Few Dragons have now finally popped out. There are some Templar as well, so now potentially Snow can take a good fight. can actually defend his third, and it looks like he will. Ooh, losing a Templar though. Action always with the great Zergling micro. Manages to pick off a lone Templar there and get away with the majority of his lings as well. Now this fourth base getting saturated. Action's ready to take this late. Does he have the Queen's Nest yet? Not just yet. Holding off on that for now, but you can bet that he's going to be grabbing that high very, very soon and getting up into Crackling. Crackling, Defiler, Lurker, just so strong in the late game. It's incredibly difficult for a Protoss player to break through, and very much switches the burden of micro from the Zerg player over onto the Protoss. Once you have those mass Cracklings, you can just click them all over the map, send them in waves, and it's up to the Protoss to take good fights against them. Of course, you still do have to control the Lurkers. You still have to bring your Hydras and Morph Lurkers and all that stuff, but you can just start to send the Zerglings in without much care. They can deal a lot of damage, pick off a lot of units, and take good fights. Ooh, great storm there, but he does deal some damage to his own probes, splitting up the mutas here and picking off these Corsairs. A lot of probes go down in the main. Was it worth it for this number of muta? I'm not too sure. I think this might have been better used for Defiler for Hive tech, but actually gets a few more probes. I guess it was okay. Gonna back off for now. Usually we see Mutalisk in a group like this used to pick off Templar, but he didn't get any there. He just dealt with some of these probes. I think though that Snow still has enough probes to completely saturate 3 bases. He should be fine. Snow moving through the middle of the map. Where does he want to attack into? None of these locations look really good, and Action actually has a greater army supply than his opponent, which is never good for a Protoss player. He's even got Scourge out. He's ready to bomb some of these observers if he can. He's doing a counter attack here, just going straight in for that third base. Let's see if he can pick this off. Getting this third base would be huge. He's abandoning his own third. Whoa, the base trade, the strat here for Action. He's jumping forward, killing off the Templar. Ooh, kills the Templar at the third as well. Those were super important Templar. They needed to get their storms off and save that base, but they end up going down. Now Action is losing some very important bases. He lost 3 hatcheries at that third. He's gonna lose his fourth as well. And Snow is sending back just the bare minimum here to go ahead, or to leaving the bare minimum to finish off that base, sending his army back, but Action's breaking through into the natural. He's gonna go target this Nexus. This is the last mining base really for Snow. The main is so low on minerals, it's gonna mine out any second, so Action just clears out the mining here of Snow. He's going after the Templar. He's losing some Lurkers on the backside. These are not burrowed Lurkers. Burrow the Lurkers. Oh god, that is painful in such a close game such as this one. To lose that Lurker, that pair of Lurkers for free really, really hurts. He loses the Overlord as well. Now there's nothing to detect. These Hydras are trapped in the corner. Everything is killed except for what he has back at home, which is quite a significant army. Wow. Action's really built up a good size army back at home. He's got a whole ton of Mutalisks as well. He can just focus down Templars wherever he finds them. And it looks like Snow gonna have to snag a couple of bases here. Throws down one Nexus. He'll have to throw down another. Oh, going after the Templar. Flies right through the storm though. Another Templar goes down. Another good storm. And these mutas have been reduced by quite a bit. They are very low, but they managed to escape after killing 2 Templar. That is a huge win for Action, reducing that Templar number in these scrappy situations is so good. This army of Snow, I mean, if he wants to go and just attack, I don't know how successful that's going to be. I think he needs to sit back here and wait for the third base to come up, for the natural to come up, get that mining going once again, and then field a greater army. He's 40 supply behind the Zerg player right now. That is an untenable position for the Protoss. You have to push back the Zerg here. You've got to get amazing storms, and he's just not going to get them. Ooh, might even kill one of his own observers. He does. Killing off these Templar. A lot of Hydras coming forward. The storms are pretty darn good, but now he's out of storm. Okay, one more Templar is left here. He's going to get the best storms that he potentially can. Look at those kills. Storms ripping things apart, but still GG. Action way too big. His army crushes through there and breaks Snow's back. That is it. Snow has been eliminated. Action, a great game there. Hyper aggressive with the expansion, the base trade. We rarely see that work out in the Zerg's favor, but he made it happen. He takes a good fight there and ends up in an advantageous economic position, rebuilds his army, and finishes him off. Great play by our Zerg hero. Action moves on. He'll be going up against one of these two remaining Terran players. Guys, that's coming up next. Okay, no holding back here. Terran sending out the big guns. Light down in the bottom left on Eclipse. He's going up against Action, winner of our last game. And an epic game it was. He's going to start out with a 12 hatch here on Eclipse. A Wallen, very, very standard for the Terran side of things. Gonna get a nice, easy, and safe expand in the front there. And we'll see how Action wants to play on this map. We know how Light likes to play. This man is the king of standard. Just solid macro play all around, and we've seen him really shine in the past few months, having excellent results in ASL. The most recent one, no spoilers for me, but he did really well. He looks so strong, but that's just kind of the player that Light is. He excels very much so in best of series. He's extremely good at taking down players in those long game situations, those long series situations, when he gets to really feel out his opponent, figure out what kind of game they want to play, and then find ways to defeat them in long macro games. He doesn't have that option in KCM. You only get one shot here to take down your opponent, and then it's on to the next one. So not the format that favors him, and we haven't seen him perform super well in KCM, but you know that right now he is at the top of his game, even though the format does not adhere to his style, does not favor him. I feel like we're gonna see a great game out of him today. He's already got his academy. His second command center is done. Is a nice opener here with which to play from a solid base to persecute this mid-game Terran versus Zerg. Good amount of Marines out here already. Action has full vision of what Light is up to. He's going to see the Marines rallying from the main. He'll know that it is a 2-racks play, and he will be prepared for the inevitable 2-racks push that's going to come across the map here and start to pressure Action, force him into producing either sunken colonies, lings, to hold off until these mutalisks pop out. You can see Light managing to make his way into the main base with this SCV. He checked the third, no third there. Action opting not to go for that early third base. We see a lot of Zerg players go for that on this map. Try to hold off with just sunken colonies. Get themselves into a good position where they can fight Hydra Defiler in the mid and late game. But Action playing things a little bit more standard. He's going to just put Sunkens at his natural. No third base yet. Third hatchery in the main. So he will have that extra production. Ooh, great timing there from Light. Firebat pops out just in time to hold these lings from making that run by possible. Light just going to turn and kill a couple of these lings. Waiting on that high ground for Action to check once again. Action not taking the bait. He's just going to fall back. More barracks on the way. Light does not want to get caught out on the map when these first mutalisks pop out. He's done his duty, forcing out some sunken colonies in the Zerg base, lowering the number of mutalisks that can be produced here. Only 4 popping out in the initial wave. And he falls back to a good set of turrets and a big marine force here. Let's see what Action could do in the natural. The 2 mineral patches at the very furthest right of that natural base are extremely vulnerable. Very easy to gun down SCVs in that location. Can see him right now. The moment he has enough mutalisks, excuse me, to one-shot these SCVs, he comes in and starts to do so, focusing on those 2 mineral patches in the center, trying to get the angle perfect so he takes the least amount of damage from those turrets. Only 1 volley of turrets from ending up landing on these mutalisks each time he dives in. So perfect situation there for Action. He kills off 4 or 5 SCVs and backs away. More mutalisks being rallied up forward here, and no third base yet. Action just focusing on that production, trying to slow down Light as much as possible. He sets up his third base, instantly scouted by Light. Beautiful scouting here. On top of everything, Queen's Nest pops down immediately. Action making the transition happen here, but I think with some quick movement, Light should be able to get down to that bottom right-hand corner and deny the third base here. Mutalisks, of course, are the obstacle. Might have to take a fight here in the middle of the map. Try to slow down these Marines. Try to lower the overall number of them, but he hasn't been producing mutas for a little while here. He's been transitioning. Some Hydras are going to be popping out soon. Some Lings are popping as well. He forces the Sunken here at the natural and immediately changes direction. Light so crisp with his moves. He could have just gone directly towards this base, but instead he threatens the natural, forces the extra Sunkens, and then goes for the third. And even lets this one finish, staying just out of range with the SCV, making sure that he can get the kill on that hatchery and that a cancel will not be possible. Lings running into the natural here. Action going to take this opportunity to counterattack. Light staying on top of his ramp with a couple of SCVs to block. Is just going to not take any risks here, not going to come down the ramp and potentially lose control of his natural to the Mutalisks and Lings. He waits until his Marines have come back home. He loses all of his turrets and some SCVs, but at least he keeps his entire army alive here and forces everything back. Switching now into Science Vessel production, but he's lost quite a few SCVs. His economy limping at this point. He's just barely ahead of Action in overall supply. Action gonna take the base now, the normal third base up there at the 1 o'clock position, and coming in once again for some more kills. Not going to find anything, just backing away. That factory going to spot for these units, but of course you can bounce glaives off of that factory and deal damage. Not a whole lot, but you can pick off Marines and SCVs eventually if you continue to bounce glaives there. So Light has to be careful with that building there. It's a bit of a risk. Coming forward, Defiler Mound is coming up here. Trying to go Defiler on 2 bases. Action a little bit desperate here. He just needs to hold on a little bit longer. Has some hold position lurkers ready. Let's see if Light takes the bait, walks over these, and ends up losing his little army here on the left-hand side. No, he's just posting up, waiting for any Lings or Mutas to move through that area, and sending the majority of his force over here towards the natural. There's only 3 Okay, we've got some lurkers there. 3 Sunkens is not enough. Only 1 lurker, too. That's not good. He does have the Overlord over top. Maybe a second lurker coming down? Yeah, 2 lurkers is a lot of damage. So many Marines are dying. The Sunkens are going down. Finally going to focus these lurkers as well. But I think with the cleanup here... Oh, the irradiate on all of those mutas spurs the GG here. Very nice bust from Light. He hits with a huge timing there. Immaculate play from our Terran hero. Killing it on the stage, KCM stage. Beautiful, beautiful play by him. You could see that he was just in full control of that game. The only thing that Action managed to get done was a bit of Mutalist Micro. That's really impossible to defend that type of damage when you've got those 2 mineral patches so close to the wall. There's no place to put turrets, and the Mutalist can just keep flying in and killing those SCVs. But he took that damage, found himself an advantage, and pushed it to the limit. Beautiful, beautiful game. Great TVZ. Next, we're going to have a TVP, guys. Let's jump into that game. So far, a well-rounded week of KCM. Each race has a single kill. Each race has 1 player eliminated so far. Now we've got Light versus Mini here on Butter. Mini in the top right, Light in the bottom right. Vertical spawns, of course. This is a 2-player map, although a very funky 2-player map. We'll see how Light and Mini want to play this one out. I'm especially interested to see whether Mini wants to go for Reaver play here. It seems he's sending a very suspiciously early probe out. He already has the pylon, so he's not going to be building the barracks, but he will steal this gas. Excuse me, not going to build the gateways across the map, but he will steal that gas. It's going to take early control of the pacing of this game. I think Light's going to be fine with this. He did pull quite a few SCVs to try and block that, but didn't manage to get it done. Mini will just continue to harass here, being annoying with the probe, and go for, of course, Nexus first. Protoss players have got so scummy with this build. It is crazy. I feel like this might be one of the dirtiest plays that Protoss has ever come up with. Oh, 9. Just going and stealing the gas and then taking your Nexus. There's almost nothing that the Terran player can do except for pull SCVs and try to break with some Marines, early Marines, but even that's very difficult. And if the Nexus goes down, you're still in a pretty decent position, honestly. Now, on this map, there is a neutral ground, natural, and main. So there's no ramp going up into the main, which means pushing forward with Marines and bunkers into the main could actually be possible. Now, he is pulling a bunch of SCVs, and the first Marine is coming out. We'll see how much Light is going to commit. It looks like only 4 or 5 SCVs, but this is still very early. Oh, he loses the probe. The probe was lost. He picked off the probe with the SCV in the middle, or with the Marine in the middle of the map, and he's going to get this bunker going. Very far back bunker. He's going to slowly leapfrog bunkers forward and try to get within range of this Nexus. He is losing a lot of HP on that SCV, though. Pretty good movement with the probes. Getting on top of this Marine. He is going to get it. Marine does fall. Only 1 probe goes down for the cost of that Marine. Not really worth it. Now he's going to have to fight as he pushes forward. Get another bunker going here. This is costing Light quite a bit of money. And meanwhile, Mini is producing 2 probes at the same time. Another SCV goes down. We're down to just 4 SCVs left over, and the SCV is just not moving properly, moving to the other side of this bunker, unfortunately, making things very hard for Light. Now he's in range of the Nexus. He should be able to hit it from here, right? No. Oh, yes, he can hit the Nexus. Just barely in range of that Nexus. And with 4 Marines there, he should be able to destroy this. I say should because a Dragoon is going to come out here really soon. And it takes quite a long time for Marines to kill a Nexus. It takes a surprisingly long amount of time. He's not going to be able to move Marines forward because this Dragoon is going to prevent any Marines from getting in range. If he's smart, yeah, he's going to move that Dragoon to the other side, stop that Marine from getting free hits in there. And this Nexus is starting to get low. SCV manages to get in the main as well. Mini has to pull away from the Nexus to actually stop that SCV, to kill this SCV. So Marines are going to run forward and start to deal damage to that Nexus. Nexus is getting very low. It does go down. And Light escapes. Going to send his SCVs back home. A good bunker bust from Light. Saving his position here. He's not out of the woods, of course. He's not in a winning position, but he is not dealing with a very quick Nexus Protoss player. He does have potential here where he could do something. Has the potential to take this down. He's going to dodge with the SCVs. Whoa, 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 whoa. Pretty good dodging. Not allowing these Dragoons to hit. Whoa, jumping in the bunker really nicely. Falls back to the second bunker. He's still got enough at... oh, Zealot almost goes down as well. I'd almost like to see Light pull out his Marines and just go for that damaged Dragoon, and only had about 1 HP left. But he just falls back into this bunker. Could even unload and go back home. Those Marines would be useful for a later push. They're doing a good job right now of keeping Mini in his base, not allowing him to get another probe out on the map, try to grab a 3rd. That's probably what he will wind up doing here shortly. 2 Marines are going to end up falling. I think Mini will double expand out of this position. He's got a turret, nice. Setting up for every eventuality. Whatever Mini's follow-up plan is here, he's going to have tanks, he's going to have turrets, he's got the bunker, he's got a wall. He's going to be feeling good in this position. He loses his SCV there, which is a little bit sad, but he is going to see that the plan for Mini grabbing another base very shortly. Double expand. Setting up the turrets now. Light doesn't want to take any damage from this spot. He is ahead in supply at the moment. And may even have an SCV advantage now. That was quite the delay for that Nexus. And I think a few probes did end up going down during that fighting. So Light is looking good here. He's sending out a good number of vultures on the map as well. See if he can find some probe damage. Maybe Mini might get out of position here. Of course, Mini sends his Dragoons back home right away. Gets them in that wall. That's really important. And these 4 vultures are going to deal quite a bit of damage to this Nexus potentially. There is a Reaver out now, but mines are being thrown down as well. He could focus down one of these buildings. I guess it's going to be the pylon for now. Mini just waiting for his observer to pop out while sending his shuttle across the map. I almost feel like this is a mistake. Maybe he should have gone to defend his 3rd with this Reaver. There's just no way in right now for him. He could fly over the turret, but that is pretty darn risky. He flies in, loses almost all the HP off of his shuttle, does manage to kill the turret, and will be able to get in here now to try and deal some damage. Oh! Gets one shot. Can he get another? Oh, he does get the tank. One more shot on this tank. No, he doesn't get it. Not able to get any tanks here. That is painful for our Protoss. I think he might have gotten 1 or 2 SCVs, and that is it for 2 Zealots and all the HP off of this shuttle. Very rough stuff. Now, he does back away. He's going to send his shuttle back here, and this is the mistake I was talking about earlier, man. That Nexus is getting so low. 90, 80, 70, 60, 50 HP, 20, 10, 6. Oh, he loses it. Oh, man. And he takes a big mine hit on the way out. This is so painful for Mini. I think Light may be in a position to just roll this Terran player up and, excuse me, roll this Protoss player up and smoke him. Not much left for Mini to do right now, except try to retake that 3rd base and hope for the best. He even loses a Dragoon. Oh, man. Mini kind of losing it here. He's a player that's been known to tilt very hard when he gets into a bad situation. He snags another base. He's just going to double expand again to try to make up this deficit, but I think Light will figure this out and initiate an attack earlier than Mini is capable of dealing with. We've already got 5 facts. +1 is done. I don't see a starport. Is that it? Okay, there's a starport there. Gonna be starting his +1 armor, +2 attack. Will be late. He's ready to persecute this attack. All Mini has is probes right now, man. He's got just so many probes. He's trying to mine off of 3 bases. And then a 4th is coming up. But he just doesn't have the gateway count, man. He's going to have to rely completely on Reaver. And Light is so good at shoving forward. He's even got Goliaths here to push away the shuttle. The shuttle only has 26 HP, so it will die incredibly fast if focused. Mini gonna come and try to take a battle here. Light, immediate siege up. Gets a shot off with the tank as well. Loses a couple of Dragoons here. Mini not able to do much except try his best to slow this push down. He has a shuttle full of Zealots at least. Maybe with some good Zealot bombs, he can start to push this away. But Light completely mining his flanks, slowly pushing forward, leapfrogging the tanks. Meticulous play from our Terran player as he sends more and more units towards this location. Big Reaver shot there. Good spread of Dragoons as well. He doesn't have the Zealot numbers, though, to finish this off. Where was that shuttle with Zealots? It was supposed to fly in during this fight. I didn't see it. I also didn't see the Reaver. Maybe we missed that early engage where the Reaver shuttle got picked off. There was 2 Reavers in that shuttle. And we missed it getting picked off, so that is a big swing. Mini not able to stop this push, not able to shut this push down. And Light is still pushing forward here. Another Reaver gonna pop out. Is this Mini's saving grace, or will he be eliminated here? Focusing down the Reaver. Ooh, nice shot from the tank to finish that. More tanks rallying forward here. Just an endless supply, an endless stream of Terran units coming across the map. And he is ahead in supply now. Breaking here into the natural. Only one Dragoon, one Zealot available to try and stop this attack. More are popping out, but what can Mini do? He's got some sort of flank going on here, trying to cut off the reinforcements coming up from Light, but his natural is broken, man. He's gonna lose everything here. He does have the extra nexus. Oh, he's lost a bunch to the mines as well. He doesn't have an observer with this army down here. No observer with the flanking force means he loses most of it just straight up to those mines, and that is super painful. Now he can't stop the reinforcements, and he can't break this attack. He's going to lose this other nexus. This has got to be it. I think Mini is moments away from tapping out here. He still has resources. He still has another base to transfer to. The Vultures, I think, have figured out that there is another base over there. Or maybe not yet. These Dragoons gonna walk straight up into mines over on the left-hand side there. Light is picking off this third base. He's not gonna be broken. Oh, he actually abandons this position. Excuse me, he abandons the natural. He's just going to move towards this third, completely destroy that. Looks like GG. Mini gonna tap out. His third base, or his fourth base, still not revealed, but it's not enough. He can't hang on against the weight of this Terran attack. And hey, finally we had a Terran break a Protoss expansion, a Protoss early Nexus, and then take the game afterwards. It seems like so often we see those early Nexuses go down and the Terran is still in a bad position. They end up losing the game, even though they killed that Nexus. But Light makes it work. He pulls off that bunker rush, and he ends the game with a great push. I bet that Mini is really regretting sending the Reaver across the map there early. Anyway, guys, we are going to our next game. Light with 2 kills. Gonna move on. Is this gonna be the week for Terran victory? Let's find out. Great, well, we have Terran actually doing well for once in KCM. That's a bit of a shocker. And Light gonna risk it all, man. He's throwing down a barracks in the middle of the map here against Hero. Hero spawned in the top left. Doesn't know what's coming for him, man. He is going to be in a world of hurt here soon if he throws down a hatch immediately. Life is going to get real tough for the Zergs, man. No, they are neck and neck with Protoss right now, and he's sending out the drone. Oh my god. I think we might be having a another Terran victory here. There it is, 12 hatch. Now, when will he produce his spawning pool? Looks like he's saving money, so he will make spawning pool on 11 at least. Not going to get super greedy and wait, build that spawning pool later, and he will get the first scout, which is helpful. Getting the scout immediately here is nice. The SCV's been diverted. It's going all the way around the map. Oh, he tricks Hero, but the timing on the SCV and the direction it came in from is going to tip off Hero to where what's going on, and he sees the bunker or the barracks in the middle of the map. Now he knows he is in big trouble. He's going to leave just 2 drones to mine. Actually, 3 total drones to mine. He's going to pull about 12 workers. 12 workers have been pulled to fight against this early bunker rush. He has the money to produce the lings he needs the moment this spawning pool is done, and the spawning pool is now done, but he will have to fight for a moment with the Marines, drones against Marines here. 1 drone goes down, 2 drones go down, 3 drones have fallen, and a 4th does finally die. 4 drones is a really decent bunker rush. 4 kills. Excuse me, not a bunker rush, just a Marine push there at the beginning. Definitely like getting his value, getting his money's worth out of that attack. And now he's going directly into a factory as well. That factory is going to keep him safe. Vultures on the map will prevent any Ling counterattacks from doing anything. He's going to have to throw down a sunken colony as well. That's another drone that's forced off the mineral line, and that is going to be good news for Light, man. He will also snag his natural here nice and early. 2 Marines going to walk over towards the natural. I feel like that's a mistake. Just wandering in here as the sunk colony is about to finish. These are definitely going to die, man. There you go. That dies, and here comes the Marine. Oh, he didn't even get a shot off. Okay. Bit of a mistake there from Light, but maybe he wanted to try and kill a Ling or 2. Give himself some space to run up this ramp. He tries it. He tries to go up the ramp there, but 1 single Ling, making it impossible. The sunken is nicely placed, so it gets that final shot and kills that vulture. Big win for Hero, who started this game off in a really rough position. Now going to kind of recover a little bit there. Nice pull with the drones as well. Gonna stop a vulture from running by into the main, of course. And even if it did manage to make it into the main, it would only have 1 shot left on it. It would be very, very low, but still a good plan. Wow, armory coming up here. So we're gonna have a mech build out of Light. Very surprising. Out of all the things that he could go for, a mech build is gonna be the choice here. Let's see how Hero handles such a scrappy game. I think that this player, known for being a macro focused player, someone who is used to playing on his own terms, I think this is a great way to play against him. Light just throwing him off from the beginning, doing lots of crazy play, trying with that vulture run by, trying to get a lot of kills in the early game with those early Marines. I like his position here. I hope his mech build ends up paying off. God knows Terran could use a win here for sure. I don't think that Royal is the ringer that they're looking for to take down all of these pro players. The Soma and Best are still in the wings. So I think if Terran wants a chance to win this week of KCM, Light's gotta make this work here. No disrespect to Royal, but he hasn't been putting up the best games as of late. Hydras are in position just in case there's some Wraiths coming in. That's actually what I would expect in this type of game. When your opponent's already gone so cheesy and they've gotten a little advantage, going Wraith play can be super strong, be super annoying. Wraiths can be microed exactly like mutas, and each drone is worth like 5 SCVs. I think that might be a exaggeration, but drones are definitely worth more than SCVs, man. Now getting some Mutalisk out, switching things up. Doesn't want to stay on Hydralisk for too long, but He has no idea his opponent is going into Goliath play, just pure Goliath with turrets. Not the greatest composition to fight against with Muta. Gonna fly in here and everything's gonna be denied. There's no way that you can fly in and start to kill SCVs here when the Goliaths are just raining down missiles on your Mutalisk clump. He's just gonna fly around the map, maybe look for a hidden expansion or something. That's basically all they can do at this moment. Meanwhile, Light is powering up. He hasn't lost any SCVs in his own base. He's just going to get set up and ready for this big attack that we can see coming from a mile away. Of course, Hero, he hasn't gotten in and confirmed this yet, but there's no starport. We have one armory and a whole bunch of factories. That points completely here to a 1-1 timing push from Light. He may push out here just a little bit with the +1 armor finishing up, and then fall back a little later, get that good push with the 1-1, maybe a couple of tanks mixed in as well if there's too many sunken colonies produced. Light is looking great right now. Here he comes towards the natural. This is a very tight natural, so it's difficult to get good surface area. He's going to start to pick off some of these buildings at the front. He can pick off some overlords as well. That's very frustrating for Hero. Of course, Hero can fight from this high ground. He's going to come in and harass these Goliaths here as he buys time for these other buildings to finish up, for more units to pop out as well. Just picks off that sunken colony. Nicely done. A lurker comes, and this lurker is actually so clutch right now for Hero. This is really, really smart. He knows his opponent has no science vessel. He doesn't even have a starport. He doesn't have an armory. He doesn't have a academy, and he can't push in here against two lurkers. So Hero just goes immediately across the map and starts to blow up all the turrets. He starts to kill as many SCVs as he can, while the majority of these Goliaths are on the other side of the map. This is a great play, really great play from Hero. Unfortunately, running straight into a bunch of Goliaths there, loses 2 mutas for free. And another base down in the bottom left for Hero. Hero just spreading out on the map. He's using this tech advantage right now. He's even gone up into Hive as well. Hive is going to give him plenty of options here for what he wants to do in this late game. He can start to get Defilers out. He can try to break into the natural. Just one Defiler gets over here with a Dark Swarm. Hydraling will just destroy everything. Hydraling Lurker will absolutely destroy everything. He's chasing down these Goliaths in the middle of the map. And Light, his position went from looking so good with a huge attack at the front to just completely wrecked when those Lurkers popped out and destroyed everything, and defended that push perfectly. Now Light breaking down into the bottom left. This is a big swing as well. 4 or 5 vultures are headed this direction to pick off all the drones down at the bottom left, and that is a huge kick in the nuts for Hero's economy. Nothing he can really do about that. So many vultures being produced, but he just doesn't have the anti-air now. Finally going to science facility. Can continue his upgrades. He should have 1-1 by now. I haven't gotten a click on these Goliaths for a little bit here. Another fly in from Hero. More of these mutas being utilized to pick off SCVs in the main. Light's economy has been brutally damaged. I've run by here into the main. Huge amounts of kills going to go down for Light. He's going to kill a ton of drones here, it looks like. Oh, this is so painful. Trying to fight with the drones, but the vultures are in such good position. He just annihilates them. That is so many drone kills. Hero loses a ton. Oh! The mine hit. He almost killed every single drone there. That was insane. I think he got at least another 4 or 5 drones, though. With that mine connection, that might have just saved the game for Light. That mine, plus that run by with the vultures, makes all the difference in the world. He's going to kill a whole bunch more drones here as well. Oh my god, it's a massacre. Ton more drones go down. These mutas flying to the natural. Nothing to be done here at all. And more drones going to go down. These vultures is cleaning house. Doing so good for keeping Light in this game. That is insane. Now he's got the muscle here finally to potentially push out on the map and take a fight. There's a dropship headed out on the map as well. He could come in for some more kills here. Oh my god. How many drones have gone down this game? I swear it's like 1 billion. Lurkers still present. No detection just yet for Light. The very first science vessel should be coming out soon. Some more vultures into the main base as well. Oh my god! That was really, really close. We did get a few more drones with those mines as well, and the mutas are just all the way across the map at the wrong side. So many drones going down, man. This is insane. Drone apocalypse here in Hero's base for like the last 5 minutes. And Light just making it work. I cannot believe it. He was in such a terrible position the moment that he was stalled by those lurkers over in the natural base. I thought he was just going to be screwed there, but he's done such a prime job of dealing with this rough situation. He's completely killed it here. More vultures going to get here into the third base. Why not jump through the Nidus, man? Go through the Nidus. Holy cow. Looks like finally throwing down a Dark Swarm on top of all of these drones. Going to keep them safe at least. Now tanks moving over towards the natural. He's caught his opponent somewhat with his pants down here. And make some lurkers right in the face of Light. Dark Swarm does come down. He will be able to burrow here right in the way of these tanks. Kills off 2 of them, really lightening the load here that Hero has to carry in order to kill this. Oh, in order to stop this push. It's not too bad now. He just needs a few more links and another Dark Swarm, and he should be able to get it done. That Defiler getting killed by the mine was probably the most value that you've ever seen in your life. So strong. That's just to kill that unit with a mine that literally costs nothing. I was going to push forward. Lings are out en masse. Light senses danger is coming. Just going to unsiege and back away at a perfect timing. Keeps his stuff alive, all except for that one tank. And now, finally, Hero has somewhat stabilized, but Light already on 3 bases. He is matching his Zerg opponent in bases. His army supply is way better. He's taking another base in the bottom right-hand corner. Complete control of this game goes to Light. The only thing in the favor of Hero right now is his tech. He's got that super late game Defiler tech It's going to be hard for Light to break into any of these locations as long as Hero keeps resupplying with Defilers and Lurkers. He also catches this base in the bottom right-hand corner. I think he picks this off. It's pretty close. The Goliaths are almost there. Does he have +1? Maybe +1. With +1, he could probably kill that command center. It looks like he might finish it off. Oh, it's so close. Oh, just 200 HP left over. Light is going to save that base. And he's going to snag another base, too. Look at that. He's taking the natural as well. Oh, God. That's so rough. Killing some SCVs. Hero doing his best here. Meanwhile, Light shoving into the natural. He's getting really darn close. He just focuses down that Defiler. Instant kill on that Defiler. And these Lings are going to get blown to hell. A few more Lings going to pop out and finish off that tank at least. Mine's doing really nicely against those Lings. Just massacring them in huge numbers. Another base coming down. He's going to lose this Science Vessel at least. The Science Vessel does go down. Light stretched thin, pushing in many different locations at the same time. Hero, likewise, stretched thin, trying to defend in the top left and bottom left. He's barely holding on. I think he's moments away from tapping out here as Light's attacks get more and more brutal each and every time he pushes forward. He throws down his Dark Swarm, but it's preventing the Sunken Colony from actually destroying these vultures here, which is really hurting Hero right now. He's gonna break up into the top or into the bottom left. There's not enough Lurkers. The Dark Swarm is not in time. Lurker's gonna get into position here. There's no Dark Swarm for them. Lings are popping out, but more drones are going to die here right away. And Hero is just back against the wall, trying his best to stay alive, whereas Light is snagging bases all over the map. His economy is insane. His supply is double the supply of his opponent. His upgrades are increasing. His army is getting stronger as those upgrades do finish. And I just don't think there's any hope left here for Hero. Let's keep cheering him on, though. He is fighting hard against this difficult odds. No can do. GG. Finally, Hero does tap out. And Light is victorious once again. Beauty gets the clapper. Definitely deserved. Well deserved for Light, our Terran player who's making waves here this week in KCM. Guys, I want to remind you, not a single week this season has Terran come out on top. Only one time they managed to come in second place, so it has been desperate straits for the Terran race for quite a while here. Remember, we're in week 5 already. Not much time left to make up those points and try to get into first or second place, so very likely Terran is going to end up losing this season. They're going to be in that third place match. They'll have to fight their way back up to that grand finals, but Light is making a good show of it here. He's going to go up against Best next, with Soma waiting in the wings and Royal as his backup. Let's see if Terran can take a victory. All right, on to our next game. We've got Light versus Best. Best is going to have to pull out some magnificent play this game to take down Best. He is just, excuse me, take down Light. He is on such a roll today. I like the little setup here from Light with the barracks next to the supply depot. Gonna give him a very easy to micro wall there if any zealots were to cross the map. Then he can obviously lift up that barracks later on and put it as part of his main wall at the front of his natural. Just a nice little move that makes all the difference if you end up getting zealot rushed. Now his gas has been stolen here. Nothing that Light isn't familiar with, though, man. He's gotten 3 kills already. He beat Mini, who also gas stole him. Was a bit of a one-sided victory. Still getting blocked here for now. Ooh, throws down the pylon. Super annoying. Best gonna delay this command center as much as possible. Trying to throw a wrench into the ultimately very standard play of Light. Like going to respond in kind engineering bay on the other side of the map. If you guys don't know, the reason why you choose engineering bay, it is the lowest cost building for the most hit points. Got 850 and only 125 minerals. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, interesting. Light is gonna go double barracks here. He just clears things out, and now he's gonna hide a barracks in this corner, and I don't think that Best is going to know about this. I'm sure he's expecting there to be a command center there, and he hasn't ducked in to take a look. He has no idea that Light is going all in here. Double barracks. There should be an academy thrown down very soon. We're going to see a very quick game here. It's going to end before, I would say, the 10-minute mark. If Light doesn't manage to take down Best with this play, Best will eventually stabilize and win. So it's all or nothing here for Light. He's going to continue to build Marines. And now he's pulling the boys. Going across the map. Look at this. This is not what I was expecting. I was expecting a build-up into some medics and Marines and trying to smash through Best, but we still might end up having that happen. However, Best is gonna chill up here at the top of his ramp. He's waiting for a shield battery to finish, and then he's gonna go for a big attack. Trying to hold this off. The big attack is coming, guys. Light has pulled so many SCVs here. Oh no, there's a Dragoon out already. He has to pull the trigger right now. He doesn't have mineral vision, so he can't mineral walk up this ramp and try to get on top of these Zealots and Dragoons with his SCVs. He just has to fight. Conversely, Bass does have the vision of the minerals. He can mineral walk here. He can dive on top of these Marines at any point. Good pulling back there by Light, not allowing these probes to get right on top of these. Ooh, great micro so far by Light, but Best still has the shield battery. Can he actually get up here? Oh, so close. So close. A great use of that shield battery keeps the Dragoon alive, and Light cannot break the ramp. Wow, crazy. Look at how many more probes there are on the side of Best. One base to one base. The probe number is huge into comparison, man. Light is limping right now. That was quite the wild play, but it doesn't end up paying off. He's just gonna follow up with the academy. Ooh, I don't know about this, guys. Obviously, Light is in a really bad position. He's got to do something. He's got to try something here to win this one, but I don't know about going directly academy after this. I feel like it's too predictable. Best's just going to throw down a robotics. He can get into Reaver, and a Reaver is the ultimate counter. I guess Reaver or Storm, either one is amazing against Bio, against those Marines and medics, and that's exactly what Light is going for. He hasn't even built a command center here. He's just got 2 barracks sitting behind this bunker, trying his best to power up so he can go for a follow-up attack. I feel like, I really feel like it would have been way better had Light kind of hid this a little longer, got some medics, got a couple of tanks, get those Marine numbers way up, and then try to just bowl through Best in the mid-game. Well, not really the mid game, in the early game when he's still powering up on his gateways. But Light pulls the trigger very early. He can't get up that ramp. That's that newfangled ramp. Generally, in the basic version of StarCraft, there was no ramp, small ramp on Space Tileset. This is a new addition. Why it looks a little bit funny to some of you older players, but that ramp is tiny. Tiny ramp. So hard to push up. Now Light's coming out with the Marine Medic. Everything has been revealed. I think Best totally expecting this. Just going to run back across the map with the Dragoons. Just waiting a few more seconds for this Reaver. Everything is going to come down to the connections of this Reaver, but it should be fine. I think that Best should have no trouble deflecting this attack and taking this win if he controls this Reaver correctly. Oh, big shot. One hit. Not bad for the first hit. Light able to deflect a serious blow there. Sieging up makes it a little more difficult to engage with this Reaver. If Light decides to focus that Reaver down, it could fall very quickly to the tank fire, so he's got to be very careful. Look at how spread out Light is with his Marines. He's spreading them way out, slowly pushing forward here with the tanks. This is how you have to do it. This is a very awkward situation. We rarely ever see this. Running forward there. Whoa. We lost a vision of that Reaver for a second. Oh, he targets it down with the tank. Beautiful play by Light, finishing off that Reaver. Crazy moment there. Second Reaver, though, pops out. These tanks are not sieged. He's just up the tank, going after it with the Dragons, though. He kills that tank. Tank is out of range to deal any damage, and the bunker does fall. He's got one last chance here. Gonna try and push forward. He focuses the tank. The tank goes down. He's gonna shove straight up this ramp, stim and run at him. Going up the ramp, he's gonna start to kill a ton of probes here. The shield batteries are doing great to keep these Dragoons alive, but now with the tank sieging up, he should be able to finish them off. Going for the kill here. Light, not holding anything back, runs up that ramp, starts to smash through. Another Reaver pops out, however, this one with full HP. Can he actually take this down, or will he end up getting destroyed by the Reaver? Triple kill for that Reaver, just smashing through these Marines. And man, oh man, that was extremely close. I thought that Light was gonna break him here, but in the end, Best cleans up. Just goes to show how strong Reaver is against Bio. Even if you lose 3 Reavers, if you lose 2 Reavers, the 3rd Reaver can still save the day, man. Reaver just so strong. And Light, what does he do? Is he actually gonna build a command center? Oh god, he's building a command center. Okay. He doesn't want to give up just yet. He's in a even worse position now, but he's still going to try to hold on here. Best is going to bring another shuttle out just in a moment. He's going to gateway up, and geez, I don't know if there's any way for Light to win this. He made it a good try, though, dude. He really put it all on the line there. Shit, that was close, but in the end, Best, couple of good Reaver hits ends it, and of course, the gateway unit is just so good against Marines as well. As long as they have a little support, they can push through. They tank an incredible amount of damage from those Marines, so he manages to cut him down. Another base coming up for Best, way on the other side of the map. He wants that as far away from the Terran as possible. Sending some probes to that location, finally getting his mining up. Maybe if he had killed this Nexus, Light would have had a better chance in this game, but as it stands, man, the Nexus survives, and Best is just so far ahead. Look at the supply, 71 to 54. Light is still stuck here building some Marines. Against Reaver, really is tough. I guess at least he has something to stim and chase down a shuttle if it decides to fly in, but It's flying in now. Can he track it down and kill it? Where is that shuttle? It's headed towards the south, going to land here and start to hit these barracks. Or excuse me, bunker. Supply depots, holy shit. Supply depots being hit right now. He's going after the shuttle. Not going to be able to get it. Doesn't lose anything though. Good movement of tanks there. Light just sitting back. I wouldn't be surprised make a dropship here, actually. Dropship would work miracles over in that top right-hand corner. You could drop off and kill a ton of workers in that nearly undefended base. But right now, Light just focused on dealing with his own base here, trying to keep himself alive. That Reaver, that double Reaver can drop pretty much anywhere and make his day a living hell. So he's got to keep his Marines spread out. He's got to track that shuttle as closely as possible. But I think Light senses that from this position, he's only going to have one more chance to push here. He's not going to be able to get into a late game against Best from this position. He only has one more chance to make it work. So he's going to start to push forward. Maybe he can grab that shuttle. Maybe he can kill those Reavers and then make it a game. But it's going to be hard either way. 4 Reavers? Oh, no. Okay, that's just another 2 right there. Thought that 4 Reavers were out, but I think back at home, Best has at least 1 more Reaver sitting at his rally. This makes it so hard for the Marines to engage. Light trying to take a 3rd here, actually. Can he hold a 3rd? I'm doubtful, but he's lifted off his barracks now. He's switching fully into mech. I don't see an armory anywhere. It may have popped up on screen. If so, I apologize. I haven't seen one yet. So there's not really much of a late game here for Light, but what can he do? I'm racking my brain here, guys. Take that 3rd base and then just try to power up regularly. I feel like he's too far behind for that to be viable. Maybe he can try to snag center left. Center left is a very easily defended base. Tanks can siege up and kill those temples very quickly. Maybe he could try to push through the left-hand side of the map. Get into the natural and push through that direction. You can actually build turrets on the low ground there. It is buildable terrain, I believe. But it seems like he wants to take this base out in the front. It's going to be hard to hold. Best already has a ton of zealots here. Trying to make a fire bat to stim forward and kill some probes. Not able to get it done. He spots, though, the entire army. So many zealots coming out here. And Templar as well. Storm and Reaver. Gonna tear these few Marines apart. Those Marines don't stand a chance right now. It's a sad day to be a Marine, man. A very sad day. Shuttle wandering around in here. I don't know what it's doing. It's going to drop in the main. Tank in some location is actually able to hit this. There's one over here on the left. I guess that's going to kill these 2 Reavers because the Reaver's not going to be able to get over there. Huge run forward here from Best. He's got tons of zealots. They're eating a lot of mines, though. Oh, that big mine connection. Storms on the high ground, decimating these tanks, but he backs away. Wow, Light hangs on. Best thrown back and actually dropping below in supply. Light now ahead for the first time. I can't believe he's surviving right now, but Light just so powerful. Able to hold on here. He's making another fire bat in the main of Best, actually. He's going to go and try to kill some probes, it looks like. Zealots heading around the outside of the map. Another Nexus being taken in the bottom right. Archon being made here. That Templar managed to get off its storms before it died. Another Templar gets sniped. Gonna head up towards the upper right. You should be able to find this base. But it's too late. There are cannons there already. Best he can do is probably deny mining at one area of the minerals here. Doesn't make it through. That's too bad. Light only able to deny a little bit of mining here. Best eventually going to clear that out and reclaim his third base. I can't believe we're still in this game, guys. Sitting here, +1 is done now. Possible fourth base coming down for Light on the other side of those bottom minerals. He's going to try and snag the base at the 6 o'clock, looks like. Huge amount of probes heading through the middle of the map. They do get caught by these vultures. Ton of probes ending up going down here. Great play from Light. Gonna get some good mine hits as well. Really nice play there. Preventing the transfer of probes for the most part. Gets the value out of those vultures. And now it looks like he's ready to push. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, man. Reaver behind the mineral patches. That's actually not going to get through. Whoa, it does, actually. Holy cow, that was surprising. Oh, drops the Reaver once again and loses that Reaver drop coming through. Light eventually going to secure 6 o'clock. And he's headed towards the bottom right. Best is not in position to stop this, but those tanks are kind of sacrificial if they head down here. Ton of zealots are going to hit them from behind, and they don't really stand a chance. This is a very tight ramp, so maybe he can hold on. If he gets up here and kills the cannon, yeah, he is going to kill the cannon and the dragoons. Getting on top of this base. Wow, Light making this a game. Are you kidding me? What a crazy one, guys. The final Protons player struggling to end it against a Terran who actually went bio and failed to end the game somehow. Still hanging in there. Big storm on some of these SCVs, but none of them die. No SCVs die. All of them low HP, but they managed to escape. And he's taking this base now. He's cleared out the bottom right. Light has control of this game, I feel. Best looking kind of dumbfounded here. Like, how the hell did he get into this position? Feels like he is out of his depth here, building a shitload of zealots, but what is he going to do with these? Where can he even attack? Light is so well positioned, holding the middle part of this map. He has mines everywhere. He's ready for this move out. Look, at the moment he spots these dragoons, his entire army moving to the right here, getting ready for this attack. Huge number of zealots moving towards this position, but mines are already in place. Tanks are set up on high ground. Positioning is really nice from Light, so Best just backs away. He takes his own fourth, but behind where Light is in terms of expansion. Light now finishing up 2-1. I never thought we would get to this position, considering the way the early game started out. Light actually makes it somehow into this late game. He's got nearly half the map, I guess 1/4 now, completely consumed by Light. He's moving down towards the bottom right. He can extend this game if he snags bottom right. Those additional 3 bases will propel him into the 35+ minute mark, keeping him alive, keeping him mining for a very long time. Look at these great positions. Light with supply depots, turrets, mines, even floating buildings, just keeping all of the units back, making sure that there's plenty of disruption here if Best tries to rush forward and break this spot. Now moving towards the right hand side, Best wants to prevent Light from snagging half the map. coming up here, making sure he clears out the SCVs, beginning to set up defenses down here. Best gonna start to snag additional bases on his side of the map at the same time. What is the follow-up here for Best? Will he go into carriers? Is he just going to... Oh, Arbiter. Alright, double Arbiter production in the top right. Best is gonna get freaky with the recalls pretty soon. Not much longer until that recall energy is available. Just needs to hang back for now. Prevent any additional bases being taken by Terran. And soon, he will have that recall ready. Unfortunately for him, a vessel already in position. Light just so aware of what he needs to do at all times. He knows that recall is going to be strong in this split map type of situation. He's already preparing for that eventuality. He's even got a Wraith over there. Can start to hunt down some of these shuttles. Looks like Reaver coming through over this direction. Is he going to bring that Wraith to bear? Finally going to start to use that Wraith. He's got to move it forward here. Oh, storm. Oh, okay. Gets about 3 SCVs, but nowhere near as much as he would have hoped. I don't know how many High Templars were in that shuttle, but whatever else was in there was completely wasted. Best not getting the best trade there, and he's sitting on the same number of bases. Yikes, man. Light is just so scary. It's crazy scary. What's moving along the left-hand side? A bunch of hallucinations. Did he actually hit with that? Yeah, he picked the right Arbiter. EMP on the Arbiter. Damn. So good. Even using the hallucination doesn't end up working out for Best. That was a very important moment there. He really wanted to get that first recall in. It's hyper important to make that work. Otherwise, you are going to be in trouble. +3/+2 is done. Best will have another recall soon, but the first recall being denied, it hurts really bad. He still has the Arbiter alive. Means eventually... Oh, another Arbiter. Oh, man. 2 Arbiters get EMP'd. Light is just rocketing towards a victory right now. I know it doesn't feel like a whole lot, but that is super impactful. When you're sitting here as the Protoss player, gearing up for recalls, preparing your army for those recalls, you're not really getting value with that army. You're just waiting for those spells. If they get denied, man, there's not really much else to do. I mean, you can try to fight this army, but it's so strong at this point. Light is just going to come down here and take control of this bottom right. He's going to push this army all the way back into the corner. There's no way to reinforce and save it. And Best just doesn't have a lot of options left over now. He's going to try to escape, running away here. But this is bad, man. This is really bad. I guess it'll be up to Best. Try and get another recall down in the bottom right. He's got an Arbiter just sitting here waiting. Another Arbiter in the bottom right. Of course, those Arbiters were not killed. They were just EMP'd, so they still can regain that energy and try again. Take out these tanks right here. Best buying a little bit more time. Oh, looks like a recall actually did come down on the army there that was trying to push onto the high ground. So Best does push that back. See, a recall we missed off screen. Took out that army. Best holding onto this position. He's actually snagging this Nexus. I don't know if this is going to end up working, but he's going to try for it. Might as well. He's snagging nexuses all over the map. The top center even is being taken now. And Best has a lot of arbiters just scattered around the map, building up that energy, waiting for their opportunity to recall. You may want to do more recalls on this army as Light pushes towards the bottom right. I'm not sure where else he can choose to go with those recalls. It seems difficult to get in anywhere on this map. Even the bottom left has, excuse me, the bottom right has a bunch of defenses surrounding it. So if these arbiters decide to try and move, it'll be very tough to make it in and destroy any of these bases. Coming down towards the tanks on low ground, he's attempting to clear things back, but the Dragoons are being wiped up. So much blue blood there at the edge of the ramp. He needs another recall. Ooh, big EMP there. Another recall would have been very helpful for holding off this attack a little bit longer. Another EMP goes down on the Arbiter. So frustrating here for Best. He's been waiting for a very long time to get these recalls off. He needs to distract a little bit here. Light, get him off balance. Try to get in and actually deal damage. He's running in. He gets the recall from the bottom right and onto this bottom center. Storm's on high ground. Clean up a bunch of these SCVs. He's gonna run down to 6 o'clock, getting on top of this base. See, look at how important these recalls are. Finally getting one off, and already so much damage has come as a result here. Light is clearing out the bottom right. He will be able to secure that, but he's being distracted heavily by this recall at 12 o'clock, or at 6 o'clock, excuse me. Light and Best neck and neck now with their supplies. Just this one last kill. Light is all he needs to get an all kill here. I'm sure he can taste it at this point. He's had such a rough game so far, but he's nearly there. He's at the cusp of victory. All he needs to do is deny a few more recalls. Keep his SCVs alive. Ooh, huge storm there. A lot of damage on these SCVs. 2 tanks picked off as well. Huge value there for Best. More SCVs getting picked off on the backside. 1,400,000 won sitting there for Light. All he needs to do is get through this. One more Arbiter coming forward. He throws down a stasis. He's still got enough for recall in 1 more second. Flying into the main, drops it in the natural. Bunch of units on that high ground though. That's a little bit rough. Another Arbiter down in the bottom center right, excuse me, might be able to get in on that bottom right area. This is a huge recall, taking up a lot of attention from Light. He's gonna recall here in the bottom right. Nicely done. Light just not on top of it. Was distracted there in the natural. Ends up not getting the EMP he needed. And this base is getting low here. A bunch of SCVs getting picked off. Tanks as well. Gonna go down. These Zealots wreaking havoc in this location. Tanks are slowly clearing things out, but Light is limping now. Another recall gonna come through. Is he paying attention? EMP would be clutch right here, but a huge recall should be coming down. There we go. A bunch more units get recalled onto this high ground here. Storms on the tanks. Big storms on the tanks. 2 more Arbiters coming down here. Eventually an EMP will go off on some of these, I imagine. But again, Light not on top of it. He's gonna miss this one. And Best is going to get some sick recalls here if he ever pays attention. Okay, finally an EMP goes down. Not enough energy on this Arbiter for a recall just yet. Gotta wait a few more seconds. Where is the... Okay, none of these science vessels have EMP. None of them have energy for EMP. Another recall in the natural. Big one as well. Dive on top of these tanks. Start to clear things out in the natural. Of course, there's not a whole lot of mining going on here, but this is a great place to just kind of cut off the supply train of the Terran at this moment. He's near 160 supply, but he's slowly bringing him down. Another recall on top of these tanks, going for the kill on some of these, jumping directly on top of them. No support for these tanks, so a lot of them end up going down. Best is slowly clearing this out, man. The recalls, although very late, finally managed to get in here and are wreaking havoc. Light is barely hanging on. He's dropped down to just 112 supply. Another recall on the tanks could be huge. Big recall, perfect surround on these tanks. Zealots trashing through this army. Everything that Light worked to build throughout this game, his entire comeback undone by the recall. That's tragic. I'm sure Light is just biting his lip right now, so mad that he's going to end up losing this game. After everything that he's gone through, man, what is going on with the quality here? It's dropped again. Well, whatever. I'm gonna just muscle through here. Hopefully it starts to go back up again. Come on. Okay, maybe not. It's okay. I'm gonna fix it. Sorry guys, that is as annoying for me as it is for you. I do apologize. Now we've got Light pushing down into the bottom right. Another recall gonna come from behind here. Big recall on top of all these tanks. He needs to scan. There it is. But Light just gets crushed from both angles. Best gonna clear everything out, and GG is called. Light taps out, ends the streak. Best, beautifully done, man. He had an advantage early. He held off the Marine attacks. Both players played excellently. It was a very long game. A game that I predicted would be over before 10 minutes. Ends up lasting nearly 30. Still, a epic game from these two players. Best ultimately comes out on top. And we are down to the last three players, guys. We've got one of each race. It's anybody's match now. Will Terran prevail? I mean, I thought that Light was going to take it through to the end and just win this week, but we could, again, end up having... Oh, I guess... Okay, at least Light... There's no all kill, but at least Light has a guaranteed second place for Terrans. We're going to have a Protoss versus Zerg next. And then a Terran versus X final. So Terran will get second place no matter what. They're going to be on the board today. Currently sitting at 1 point. Are going to get back up on the board again. Maybe Royal could even take them to a win. We'll find out, guys, in our next series. Coming up in just a moment. All right, on to our next one, guys. Best. He's got to be sweating after that last game. Holy crap. What a crazy wild game. Felt like he was a shoo-in for the winner after that failed Marine attack, but Light made it an incredibly close game. He almost took the win. And Best just barely managed to snake it out. Good recalls finally making their way in. That was a much longer game than it probably should have been. And you know that's got to be taxing on Best. It's taxing on your mental, man, when you feel like you just should win and the opponent continues to survive and grow, and it feels like they actually have a chance of coming back. It's very taxing on your mental. So of course Best will be a little fatigued going into this game against Soma. Soma getting his hatchery blocked will take the third at the 12 o'clock position. Now I'm going to fight here in the natural for his regular natural base. Zealot first. Gateway. Or Best wants to put on that pressure. He's doing quite a good job of it, putting that pressure on. Not allowing Soma to throw down this third. Finally, he will get it down, though. Gonna hold off for a little bit here as he gets out the lings. The Zealot heads back home the moment the probe spots these eggs being morphed. And Best will take that as a win, forcing out these early lings. Just going to grab his Nexus before Forge. Keep himself safe back at home, not going to risk any of these Zealots by leaving them out on the map, try to run in or something like that. Instead, just going to continue to scout with the probe and look towards a strong macro position here in the mid game. Soma already with the gas. Could be getting a layer here shortly if he wants to play things out standard. We're going to watch for that 100 gas when it comes. Yeah, he'll definitely end up getting that layer because, as well, the probe is in the main base. Alright, little interruption there. Sorry about that. Getting right back into it. Got the layer at the third base. Hiding out with that, keeping that location hidden. Leaving a little ambiguity here on the side of Best. I think he can safely assume the layer's been placed elsewhere. But there's no Hydralisk Den. But you can't rule it out. You cannot rule it out. Gotta go to that third base in order to find out and confirm for sure. That's exactly where he's headed. Go and check out that third and find the layer. You'll know then that everything is progressing normally. So much just focused on droning up here safely, waiting for any lings to or any, zealots to come out. They will be getting into a spire here momentarily. This is the part of the game that can be a little bit tough to master as a Zerg player. You have to continuously drone up. You have to get your Spire out in time to stop the Corsair from dealing too much damage. Too many Overlords being killed can spell disaster for you. If you get supply blocked, it can be extremely painful. You also have to worry about these Zealots. You got to keep your Overlord in the front. You don't want these Zealots to slip by and suddenly appear in a base that doesn't have any defense. Especially with your lings on the other side of the map. You can see Soma even has some lings over here at his third, just in case a Zealot was slipped out on the map somewhere that he didn't see. Even spreading out, looking around the map, making sure. It can just be such a pain in the ass if one of those walks into your base at the wrong time. He's getting his hatches and monitoring the number of Zealots there at the front, kind of matching, making sure he has enough to defend. Should these Zealots move out right now? Double Stargate. Ooh. Someone not going to sack an Overlord here to scout the main. I feel like he would have been very well rewarded had he flown in there, but now he can use some Scourge. See if he flies in immediately to check that out. Be really great to know. There's a cannon right there, though, and the Scourge vision is so small. It's going to be hard to scout this second Stargate. Very, very tough. Oh, he catches the first Corsair. That is huge. Soma sending out Scourge in a weird direction. Ends up catching those two Corsairs. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nothing over here. Three Zealots wandering right into the third base. Soma not paying attention. This is what I was saying, guys. It is so tough to keep an eye on everything at this moment in time. There's a lot of things that Zerg requires you to do in order to stay safe. And Soma was not able to pull all of those things off. Let some Zealots slip out, and now he's got to surround and kill these. At least he hasn't lost any drones so far. Another group of Zealots coming up from this angle. Gonna start to break through here. Soma's losing a lot more than he should against this first Zealot attack. Hydras in low numbers are getting crushed, but finally he does get the surround on this. No, they do slip through. 5 Corsairs making their way across the map, looking for those Overlord kills now. How many Overlords can he find? Luckily for Soma, he has Overlord speed. Can probably save this. Goes after a Corsair. Very nicely done. Uses the Corsair that's not moving there, not being microed away, and directly hits that Corsair, lowering the count, making it more difficult for Best to micro those Corsairs against the Scourge. We've only got 4 Corsairs here. It's really hard to shoot those Scourge down, so he does have to back away and reinforce those numbers. That gives Soma ample time here to pop some more Overlords out, get some more Scourge, and just get that production cycle rolling again, because best strategy here was to use the joined attack power of those Zealots and the Corsairs to pick off a ton of Overlords and hiccup the economy, hiccup the production of the Zerg here. Now running up this ramp, Best actually getting up into the third base on top of these Hydras. The ramp should have absolutely been blocked there, but a slight mistake from Soma allows those Zealots up. He's going to lose these 2 Hydras as well. Painful, very painful stuff. You're operating right now as Zerg with very, very few units. You really don't have that many Hydras, just barely enough to hold off these Zealots. And losing a few for free is super painful. Here's 4 Zealots running here into the third base. The Hydras are in good position now. We'll be able to push those away. Scourge looking for this Corsair clump. He's not going to find it for now. Just barely slipping away. But this means Best has to be quite careful here while moving out. These Corsairs could absolutely connect. Oh! Wow. Damn, that really sucked for Soma. He gets this round, but the Corsairs wipe out every single Scourge there. What a waste of money. Meanwhile, Soma is actually building Lurkers at the moment, so he's completely safe from this ground army here. As soon as these Lurkers burrow, those Zealots have to retreat. There's no way you're going to break through there. Losing a Corsair to the Hydras as well. Very painful stuff. Gets a surround here with the Zealots, but good movement from Soma. He slips away. Gonna make a few more Lurkers here in the front. Gotta buy some time with the eggs. He can make eggs on this ramp as well at the third base, but the 4th is secure. No observers are available. There's a few Templar back at home. All the gas really has been spent into these Corsairs, so Best just not really getting much done here. Soma's starting to take control of this game. Shoving away that big Zealot force, a big factor here. Soma gonna start to push forward. His Lurkers are ready to pounce. Dragoons finally popping out, but the Observer is still not quite ready. Nexus being taken. Can Best hold this Nexus? Or will Soma break through and cancel that? Few High Templars here, moving to high ground. Soma may be able to get in between him and the third base here with the lurkers. Gonna back away. Seeing that large of a force from Best, ready to move out. Soma decides it's best to just head on back, defend what he's got right now. Doesn't know about that third at the 6 o'clock position. I think if he had seen that, he would have broken off a group of Hydra to go kill that. Looks like he's doing so now, sending a group of Hydra to the south. Hopefully he's got enough back at home to hold his force. This is a pretty massive Zealot, Dragoon, Templar army. Oh, he's not going for it. He's actually walking. He thinks the third base is on that high ground. Yeah, you can tell he is actually looking for this third base on high ground. He's not going to find it. He sees the probes, though. Now it's been revealed. He knows they're up on this high ground. Can he actually get over here and deny this base? A lurker egg on that ramp might delay long enough. No, he doesn't get the lurker on the ramp. He tries to target the Nexus. It won't work out. The round from the probes and the Zealots. And this force has been stopped. Best is going to control this third base. The game goes on. Best making up some of the earlier losses here by securing that quicker third base with the gas. That's going to power his army a lot longer than a third base on that high ground, the mineral only third base, would have. Now he can snag that mineral only third. See, he's got a probe over there right now, looking to do so, get to the fourth base economy that's so critical in these mid and late game Protoss versus Zerg situations. Looks like Soma gonna stop that for now. Small group of Hydras being annoying. Gonna try and focus down a few Dragoons if he can. Maybe a Templar as well. Yeah, going after these Templar is a great move. And a bunch of Hydras coming from the north. They are gonna back away the moment he gets the turnaround here. Whoa, 2 Templar get picked off. Nicely done. Trading just 4 or 5 Hydras for 2 Templar is fantastic. Gonna give Soma a big advantage going into this next fight if Best decides to take it. It's all up to Best whether he wants to take this fight right now. He's on Soma's side of the map. There's a ton of lurkers being morphed. Would be a very difficult prospect to break through here. But he might want to try and grind his opponent down. Just park his Dragoons out the front and do his best to utilize storms effectively. Siege down the middle of the map. I'm not sure if that's the plan here. Maybe he wants to deny this base in the upper left first. Soma is trying to snag that base right now. He's running onto high ground, can park lurker eggs on that. Ooh, another pick off there. Soma kind of out-microing Best so far. He's really picking off a lot. On the backside, a big attack coming here from Soma onto this high ground. Nice storm there. Dragoons are not very high in number, and the lurkers are jumping right on top of these cannons. That's generally not advisable. Cannons deal a lot of damage against these lurkers, and he actually cleans that up relatively easily just with his rallies. The main army still here in the middle of the map doesn't really get anything done. It kind of waffled between coming down to the third base here, running back home, or staying out in the middle of the map, and now it's been completely surrounded. Lurkers burrowing right in the front line. Hydras from every direction, shoving this army up into the top left-hand corner, and the backbone of the Protoss army has been ripped to pieces. Dragoon blood all over the map. Soma now shoving here towards this fourth base, excuse me. The mineral only is under threat. Soma gonna get here in this nook with his lurkers surrounding the army. Storms are not being cast. Finally, some storms go down, but to very minimal effect. Best is meanwhile attacking towards that third. He actually backs away from that location. Huge storm there. Massacring a ton of Hydra lurker, but is it enough? More and more Hydras just streaming down the map. This army that was stuck out on the Zerg side of the map, now making its way back home. Will get crushed by these Hydras, though. Reinforcements are popping out. We've got an Archon here as well. Best just barely holding on. He's still mining at this base, even through all this chaos. This Dark Templar trying to hold the line here, along with these two Storms that are left over. He's running forward, trying to get the big Storms on those Hydras. Another ground of Zealots, just barely in time to start this fight. But I think Soma can finally push through. Hydras from every direction, cutting down these Dragoons. The Zealots push back a few Hydralisks, but these flanking Hydras managing to take down this Nexus. Soma has grown astronomically. He's got the top left. He's got the center right. He's got Overlords all over this base. The DTs completely useless with this much detection all around them. Soma takes control of the front of Best's base. He can split the third base from the natural now. Try to get up here and finish this game. He's going to go after that cannon, make sure that his lurkers stay alive a little bit longer. Covering those up. Zealots end up getting it finished off here at the third, and Soma should be able to pick off this last cannon and then take out the Nexus. Oh, what a close game. GG. Soma snags that victory. I guess the two Stargate Corsair play didn't end up working out in the early game. And some fantastic large-scale macro, like huge armies moving around the map. In that, I think that Soma has proven himself a little bit better, a little bit more able to control and move his army, get himself into an advantageous position, snag Templar, pick off Templar all around the map. Just a slideshow this game of Soma picking off Templar that are straggling behind the army or running out in front of the army. Clinic by Soma, showing us how to play late game Zerg. He got everything perfectly in time. The lurkers were perfectly in time. The Scourge, the first kill on that Corsair, taking the wind out of the sails for Best. A really great Zerg versus Protoss game. I would have liked to see that go a little longer. Get into a split map situation. That's always a lot of fun, but Soma just so strong with the counterattacks, controlling the army, moving his huge groups of Zerg around the map. Fantastic. Our final game of the map is Monopoly, excuse me. Soma versus Royal. Royal spawning in the bottom left, Soma in the top left. This 3-player map with the island in the center. Quite an interesting one, and it looks like Royal wants to get a little cheeky here. Gonna throw down a 12 CC. Holy crap, that is very greedy play from our final Terran player. Luckily, it is going to pay off, though. Soma does not have a spawning pool yet. He went for a 12 hatch himself. And Royal's going to get away with this. Pretty sweet. Now, a quick third base from Soma in response. I like this play. This is a strange map. We don't have a great place for the third and fourth base for the Zerg player. I guess you could snag the bottom or the center right main, and that'll allow you to Defiler Lurker push down to the fourth base in the mid game. But Soma not gonna opt for that. He's taking this base here in the upper right. It's a very small ramp and a very small base. There's nothing at the bottom of the ramp, though, to suddenly allow you to take a fourth base. There's no natural to this location. So we'll see what Soma wants to do with this. I'm predicting here that Soma may want to just go kind of all in Mutalisk attack. Try to micro in the early game, grab a Queen's Nest, and then just try his best to walk a Defiler into the natural while all of the chaos is going on. Get that Dark Swarm down and win the game through that means. I doubt that he wants to take this late. Try to get a fourth base, get into Ultralisk Cavern from this position. If it's not that sort of Mutalisk all-in attack into a Queen's Nest Defiler, I think this is going to be, could possibly be a Hydralisk game. We've seen Hydralisk get really, really popular on Eclipse. So many people enjoy Hydralisk Defiler play. It seems to work really well on that map because it is a two-player map with expansions that are very far away, and there's no real location you can take where there's an easy accessible fourth base. So I think that's same here. Aside from the base in the center right, there's not really an easy place where you can grab a natural. Ooh, I think he's gonna lose an Overlord here. Soma, he's coming in towards the natural Royal, trying to put on the pressure here. The Sunken Colony is finishing. Around with the drones. How many drones can he kill? 2 drones have been felled so far. Good micro with these drones, getting up on top of the Marines, and finally some more Lings will pop out. Drones do evacuate. About 3-4 drones ended up going down in that exchange. Not too bad for Royal. A very interesting attack. He attacked before his medics were out. That was completely intentional. He wanted to get there. Just moments before that Sunken Colony finished. Try to run by up into the main and deal some serious damage. He didn't get that far, but he got a few kills there, and that definitely smarts, man, for a Zerg player. That is pretty painful. Whoa, 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 Evolution Chamber. Okay, this might be the other unmentioned branch of Zerg play. Could possibly be a rush into Ultralisk, that crazy Zerg style. We've seen Soma do it a lot, but in previous seasons, a lot more in 2021 than 2022. Seems to have fallen out of favor for quite a while, but I think we're gonna have it in this game. The first Carapace upgrade should be on the way. We've got some mutas popping. The Hive has already started. The Spire and the Queen's Nest finishing up at nearly the same time, so I think we can be pretty confident here that he's actually going for Crazy Zerg. A scan in the main and natural. He sees exactly what's going on. He's gone for a 3 barracks play directly up into 2 starports. He doesn't have any tanks to break through this, what's likely to be a huge wall of Sunken Colonies over there at the natural. That factory is still lifted, so he's not going to be producing any tanks here. I think Soma, with a bunch of Sunkens in the front, should be able to hold off Royal until the Ultras come out. Let's see if Royal wants to go for a dropship or not. He is building something out of these starports, but if he went for a 2-drop, he might be able to get into the main and really disrupt things. We know that there's no lurkers here. There's no Defiler yet. There's hardly any Mutalists. Only 6, 7 Mutalisk. Oh, a few more are being added on. Soma getting his Mutalisk clump. Would be a little bit harder to drop with this Mutalisk force out on the map. You get caught in the dropships. Could end up losing that very quickly. Second Evo Chamber and Ultra's Cavern is about to finish. Soma has 800 gas banked up, and all of that being dumped out. There are the double dropships, but it's been missed by Soma. Soma's completely missed this. Drop in the main base. That is so bad for Soma here. He's gonna lose a ton here in the main. All the drones being pulled instantly. Royal just going to go directly after this Spire. Main base is under threat. Going after the Hive now as well. Hive going down here would be super painful. Resetting the tech. Very, very annoying. Defiler gets picked off there. Royal getting tons of value out of this attack. The Mutas are finally going to come in. Looks like try to clear this out. But it is very difficult when you have so few supporting units to help you out here. Finally going to dive in on top of this and finishes it off. Another drop loading up here. Going to fly directly in. And with that Irradiate prepared, these Mutas are not going to be able to stop this drop, man. The moment they come in, the Irradiate will knock them back. Here's the Irradiate. Where is it? Where is it? Irradiate? What the heck? No Irradiate going down. Royal must have been distracted elsewhere. Or maybe he didn't get the upgrade. Are you kidding me? No, there it is. Okay, he does get the Irradiate off. Not sure what was happening there. Another drop loading up. He's going to go into the main. Where are the Ultras? They should be popping out here shortly. I feel like that Ultra's Cavern has been done for quite some time. We have Ultras out here. I don't see any, and this Marine's just going to run straight up here into the main base, start to kill drones. Where are the big boys? Where are the heavies here? No Ultralis in the main base. He's going to lose his spawning pool. A bunch of drones going down as well. The Hive might end up falling. Soma just losing control completely now. This double drop in the main. Been so annoying for him. He's finally going to get a Dark Swarm? Dark Swarm? Where's the Dark Swarm? No Dark Swarm. The Ultra finally arrives. Just 300 HP left on this Hive. Another drop coming up. I think he's going to go for the third base here. Hiding behind the minerals, killing off drones. Oh, so annoying here for Soma. He's got hardly anything at his third as well. The Nidus might save him. There's even a spawning pool over here. Oh, he can't get his Ultras through. No, the Ultras can't make their way through. He has to kill his own Sunken. He's killing his own Sunken. The Evolution Chamber is going to go down. Evolution Chamber falls. The Ultras still can't get through. Okay, they can. Actually, they can get through. Gonna focus down this Ultra, though, and will kill that off. Oh, in the main, a natural drone massacre here. Science vessels irradiating each other and smashing through. GG. Oh, man. Soma. His decision to go crazy Zerg this game has to be called into question. What a crazy series of events there. I feel like the double drop was very predictable. You know you can't get through the sunken wall at the front. There's no chance of tanks moving out. And yeah, double drop. It just makes so much sense. Go for the main, interrupt the economy, and there's no defenses up there except for the Mutalisk, which were out of position. A nice decision there from Royal. He takes that game and the series, giving it Terran their first win of this season of KCM. Wow, good job, Royal. Good job, Light, for carrying these guys through. Finally, a win for Terran. Yeah, Royal definitely deserves a big pat on the back for that one. Bringing the Terran up to 3 points. Still a ways behind their opponents. Zerg taking the lead there over Protoss at 8 points. We're in week number 6, so only 2 weeks left. I doubt that Terran will be able to overcome both of these players and get that first place spot. It'll be a race to the finish here between Zerg and Protoss. See who ends up getting first place. The other two races will have to battle it out in the semifinals. I don't know. You never know, guys. Even if you go through the semifinals, if you have to go through the semifinals, you still might be able to win. It still might be a Terran season, guys. They're turning it around. Anyway, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this week. If you did, definitely hit the subscribe button, like, and comment down below. If you would like to support the show, you know what to do. Links are in the description down below. I'll see you guys in the next video.